Momentum. Two passionate and busy moms sharing the quest to achieve entrepreneurial success.
Hi, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for
so
being
excited.
here. We are so excited for today's episode of
Momentum. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today is all about celebrating and gifts and achievements and milestones. We haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. It's crazy.
I've missed you, Ariella.
I have missed you, Theresa. It's actually, I had such a sense of purpose when you would come.
Yeah.
And, we've been busy because it's been the holidays.
Yes.
So you may be hearing this back a few weeks later because we're still figuring out our timing on these.
Yeah, and but I love how we're still keeping connected because I'd get a text from her and it would go, oh, okay, push me forward. And we would text back and forth with things that we were working on, and we were working on a lot.
And a lot of when we first started was set up. And as we're getting the things set up, it is allowing some more space for this other stuff that we need to be doing in our lives outside of the podcast. Even though I'd like to do the podcast all the time, it's so fun.
I know.
But we do need to, take care of other things in our lives as well. So it's great because a lot of things have been set up now, and we want to celebrate all of that.
Yes.
But first, I think we just had a round of holidays here.
Yes.
We've been giving gifts to all of our families, but you and I separately bought each other some gifts.
Yes, we did. And I'm so excited to have you open my gift
on
air here with all of our listeners.
Yes.
Because there is meaning behind this. So I do want to capture this moment.
Oh my gosh. I have a gift for her too. That'll be next. So it's very pretty paper and it's filled with Christmas lights. It says, to Ariella from Theresa. I'm opening it. Ooh. Everything is Figureoutable by Mary Forleo.
So this is the book that I bought for you from the lady that we recently listened to. She was very, very powerful in the Rise Up Challenge, and she talked about this book. Yeah. She talked about everything is Figureoutable. But before we dive into that, I wanted you to read the little sentiment I put in there.
Okay. So I opened the page and it says December 2022. So, my friend Ariella, everything is Figureoutable, and together we can figure it out and even faster and become more successful. I love having you and your family in our lives. I look forward to many, many more years of basketball, momentum, and future mommy conferences and events together. It was definitely beschert. Beschert is a Yiddish word which means meant to be. Love, your friend, Theresa Ofstad. Go hype with momentum. I love it. You should have read it, not me.
I should have, because it was to you. But I just was so excited, and I knew I had to get you this book because not only it was very meaningful for me. As a matter of fact, okay, so I went on Amazon to buy the book, and I put this little gift to you that was supposed to come in the gift that says, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas. This reminds me of us. I wanted to buy this book for myself for some time now. Instead, I'm buying it for you along with the calendar that we can look at together when we podcast from your friend Theresa Ofstad. It was supposed to be shipped to you with this message, and I shipped it to myself.
But this is great.
So the calendar is a little message every single day from her book, a little inspiration. And I just thought it would be great to have this calendar sitting next to us. We can pull it up each day and talk about what inspiration is coming up.
Okay, so let's look at today's date. Hold on, let me find it. And we're going to read the inspiration. This is the type of thing that I can imagine you and I having, by the way.
Yes, creating our own momentum calendar.
Today's date is not in here because we're not yet at the end of the year. And this is for...
So that's the part that I was like, do I really want to give it to her? So I bought the calendar along with the book, but I didn't realize it was for 20. Okay, so we had to take a little pause. We had to get a little breather. That was so funny.
Oh my gosh! Tell them why it was funny.
So it was funny because the calendar that I bought along with the book is for 2021, and my husband said, "You cannot give her that calendar. It's old. You have to return it." but they don't, 2022 and 2023 didn't exist.
That's
so I said,
funny.
but it's all about the inspiration. I have to give it to her.
God, that is so funny. We just had a huge laugh attack. And, as you may have heard, we do that sometimes. We even released one for your listening pleasure. So we kept that one off, but that's so funny. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read the 2021 date for today of what it says. And I'm still going to totally be able to appreciate this because it doesn't matter if it's 2021.
We don't have to look at the year.
Right.
Just look at the date
Exactly.
and
So
the message.
So funny. So it says, you have the power within you. You already have everything you need to answer the call for your soul. So please get your ass moving. Keep going. That's awesome. Teresa, that's awesome. I will look at these every day. I think it's so funny that it's 2021. I can't even.
That'll just give us a little giggle inside each time we see it.
Oh, it's so funny.
But the reason that I got you this book and the reason I got you the calendar is because everything is figureoutable. And I love this message from Marie Forleo. It really impacted me in 2020 when I listened to the Rise Up Challenge and she was on there. But honestly, Ariella, you bring me the momentum that we need, and I feel like between the two of us, everything is figureoutable.
I feel the same way, and that's why I've missed you so much the last 2 weeks because it's like you're the sounding board for me. And I will say that I really love to do puzzles. I don't know if do you know that I'm like a puzzle fanatic.
I did not know that.
I mean,
I should have bought you a puzzle.
No, I'm like crazy about puzzles, and I do my puzzles on my Oculus VR, and I do regular puzzles, and I put wooden puzzles together. I love figuring things out, and I like exactly what this message is. Everything is figureoutable because that's actually how I feel about everything. Let's figure it out. And so I love that you are open to that too. Because some people are like, no, well, it's not obvious, so we can't do it.
Exactly.
I would like to figure this out.
Exactly. And I will be honest, I did read the first chapter.
Okay, great.
I was just so excited about the book and so excited about giving it to you. So I might have made a couple notes in there for you.
Might you have?
I might have highlighted one or two
awesome.
things that I really wanted you to focus on. But, one of the things that she does talk about is that, none of us were given an owner's manual at birth. And even the educational system, all the things that we're trained, doesn't help us with our mindset and learning how to work through our experiences and our challenges and how to process our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts. And that she does quote Maya Angelou, and she says, Maya Angelou's quote says, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better." And that's what this book is all about. It's helping us. It's helping to teach us all that things are figureoutable. We can figure out how to do it.
I love it. I'm so excited. I'm going to read it. I'm going to give it right back to you.
Sounds good. We're going to, I may even just talk about some of the chapters on this episode.
And I actually see, one day we may have a book like this, right? Or we may have a calendar like this, maybe for the correct year.
Yes, because the correct year. And we might even update it every year so that if somebody buys it 2 or 3 years down the road, they'll have the right year.
So I'm looking at this as inspiration on every level, and she looks fabulous on the cover too. So I like her outfit. So, all right. So open your gift, Theresa.
I got a gift too. Let's see.
Simple little things. Just some simple things. All right. She's opening.
I know. I'm opening
cute
the bag.
Snoopy. It's a cute Snoopy.
A cute Snoopy little bag with lots of snow.
Okay.
Awesome. Lots of multi 50 or so colorful pens, which I
gel
love
pens
for the creativity that we will be doing together. Oh, awesome. I love it. So it is a planner 2023. It is the right year. And I love the animal print, and it says, "This is your year, 2023." That is awesome.
And there's some great quotes in there, and I actually put it on our Facebook group page. There's one that says, I think it says "Be Fierce" or something. I got it out of there.
Aww.
And now there's a little...
And a matching notebook that I can jot all of my journaling and notes down, and I love it. It's very much me with the animal print. I love animals and
That's
safari.
what I was thinking. And you use your new pens.
And my new pens.
And I know you've got a lot of notebooks.
Yes. But a little bonus chocolate. What girl doesn't love chocolate?
Yeah, so we got some chocolate. So she's going to be eating her chocolate. And you can take that book and just have it for one specific thing, too. Because I know you have a lot of different notebooks. So maybe this is your notebook for whatever it is.
Yes.
For
momentum.
There you
It's
go.
my momentum notebook. I love it. Thank you, Ariella.
All right, so the gifts have been given, and they seem to be on the same wavelength. And
Yes.
I really want to push the creativity with those pens
Yes.
because I could see you doodling and
Yes.
having a lot of fun.
Thank
That
you.
was
Thank
fun.
you. I
Okay,
love
that
it.
was fun. So we have a few things we should celebrate our achievements. I think that's what this is about today.
Yes, celebration.
We're just starting off. We just launched a few weeks ago, and you created a group for us on Facebook.
group, yep.
So please come find it and join it and
Yes.
talk on it and
Yes.
comment on it and share.
Yes, and this Facebook group was created to be a private group so that we can collaborate. We can feel comfortable sharing our thoughts, sharing posts, sharing questions that we may have, and supporting each other.
Yeah.
It's really meant to be a place of community and support to help us all move forward.
And it's a chance for you guys to get to know us better too. We post pictures of kind of our daily lives so you see what we're doing. And we're going to post every week, every time the episode comes out. And if there's any pictures that go with it or anything funny that happens from it, we'll talk about it right there on the page. So you'll have an opportunity to see exactly what we're doing, what we look like, what our lives look like, and you'll know about insights on our episodes.
Yes.
So please join that. And we're also going to have a page that we're creating this week for that. So it's going to be a private group and a public page.
Right. And those are details that we've had to work through and navigate and figure out because with the Podbean, it does allow us to connect Facebook, but it doesn't allow us to connect a group. So we do have to create a page to be able to connect that.
So let's talk about Podbean. Okay.
Yes.
So Podbean, if you're looking to host a podcast of your own, we're highly recommending it. And we have links in this episode description, right?
Yes.
So go on there on our link and join up and start your own podcast and let us know. If you ever do start a podcast, please put it in Momentum in our Facebook page. And so we can follow you and see what you're doing.
Yeah, share with us. But when you do click on that link, just so you know, because there are affiliates, so if you're going to be opening up an account with Podbean, if you click on our link first, then that's considered an affiliate. And so that's something for you to know when you're creating your own podcast.
Yeah.
And so if you click on that link, then we kind of get credit for bringing you on in.
That's right.
Like a little referral.
I think maybe it gives us a free month or something on our end. I don't know what it gives us.
Yeah. I don't know either.
Yeah.
We have, if you click on it, we'll let you know.
Yeah, exactly. But we set that up. That's an achievement. That was one of the things we wanted to set up, and we got approval for that. So that's one thing. I'm able to pull up something else I like on Podbean is that I'm able to pull up like a dashboard, and we can see exactly how many
statistics.
Yeah, the statistics. Where we're being listened to, how many people are listening to us, and we're just starting. And we started right before the holidays, so we couldn't push too hard.
Right.
We're going to go crazy after the new year.
Yes. But all these moms, we've got kids at home. We're, doing holiday shopping and hosting parties and all sorts of stuff. So
it's cool. So we have had, let's talk about how many states. I think every time we get a new state, because we can see all the states that are listening to us, let's talk about the states. We've got California.
Yes. Woohoo!
Colorado, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Arizona, Florida, Massachusetts, Tennessee, and 62 unknown. I guess it depends if it's coming through. Like sometimes people listen on Podbean. Sometimes people are on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. That's another achievement. We have now 11 platforms, and you can see them on the website. 11 platforms that are now streaming our podcasts, which is amazing.
And that's awesome. Ariella has been great at setting that up.
Well, that's an achievement right there. Each one, and what they do on Podbean is they show you all the different platforms to distribute you, and then it's like a blue plus sign, and once it gets settled and done, you get like a green check mark. So I've been working on getting all those green checks. There's only one that doesn't have a green check, and it's been submitted.
Yeah, so still in process.
It's still in process, but we didn't even know where to host it. So this is amazing.
Yeah.
I will say the hardest I had was the Apple Podcasts. It was just a nightmare but I did it.
Yes. And I know that you were sharing with me that part of the reason is because they didn't always tell you what you were doing wrong.
That's
you
right.
Really
it
had
just
to
didn't
figure
work.
It out.
Or it would freeze and it would say submitting, but it wasn't submitting. And I guess I'm back to the ADHD girl, but that person in me would normally just walk away and be like, well, can't do it. But I forced myself because you are involved, right? Because if it's just for myself, it's very hard to do these things. I forced myself to follow through with each one. And so every time it didn't work, I would then have to sign in and I would have to write to them and I'd have to go back. And even to write to them, I have to look up passwords. It's such a pain, right? Yeah. But I did it with each one and I did it. And like the thing with Apple Podcasts, it had to do with the size of our JPEG and it wasn't quite right. And it took forever, but I did it.
Yes.
So these are all achievements. And I know we all have things like that when something little and stupid is holding us back and we don't know what it is.
It's one little thing that just stops you from moving forward. Yeah. And I feel that all the time. And I appreciate that you say it's, part of it is because you feel the accountability for me. I feel the same for you. There's so many times when I feel like something I'm doing, that's just good enough, or, I'll get to it next week. But knowing that we have accountability partners, it's really helping us both to push through. And every single week, I'm making sure that I have all the content set up so that by the time we are ready to launch every Monday morning, everything is ready to go.
6 a.m. goes out.
And you're doing a lot of the other end, the editing and getting it all up and ready to go. And so we make a really good team.
And yes, we do. But these deadlines are so important. Having deadlines and goals are such a big deal. So we've created the deadline of every Monday that an episode has to go out. And if it was just me doing it, I don't know that I would continue with it. But not only do I have a deadline, I have a contract with the listeners in my mind. Like, well, we've told our audience this, and I have a contract with you in my mind. So whatever you can to get a team together around you, it's a huge difference. And we're also checking in with each other constantly about things we're doing that have nothing to do with each other. But because you and I have now become interlaced like this, it's important to check in. And I'm so excited to tell you, like when you tell me and I tell you.
Yes. I know. And then I get so excited. Like you said, we hadn't seen each other in 2 weeks. And then we saw each other. I think we posted our little coffee encounter that we're just so excited. So brief. And we were like, oh my God, I want to tell you everything. But then we were like, oh wait, we have to wait until we can record some of this because we weren't in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. In the studio. Something else to celebrate is on our Facebook group, we now have 50 members. 50 members. That's a milestone. I mean, it's like even if the milestone seems small, we had no Facebook group before. Right. Now we have 50 members.
Yes. And that will grow. It will continue to grow.
Yeah. And it's, the other thing we're battling, or I'm battling, I don't know how you feel about it, is I don't want to be bombarding my personal page of friends, or every time I see someone, I don't want to be trying to sell them onto our podcast. Finding the line. Right. I don't want people not to know about it because some people are going to really want to listen to it. But it's it's knowing that balance of well, should I post this on my personal Facebook or should I? And so I'm only minimally doing that, but. Yeah. That's why I'm really excited for the group to take off. Like I want to ask questions on the group. I have no idea if people are going to respond. I've got all this.
Please respond.
Please respond. I want to keep it there.
We would love to hear your comments and see the engagement between our community of people that we have in our group. Yeah. And that was the other thing I was going to say. I completely agree with you, Ariella. We don't want to just bombard people to bombard people. We want to find the people that really need this. Yeah. Because that's the whole reason we started is because you and I had this connection of completely separate businesses, but knowing that we're going through the same stuff, we're having the same issues, we're going through the same challenges, and we're doing it together. And by sharing this with others, we're hoping that it will help you to be able to get over those hurdles that might stop you from moving forward in your tracks. And, but again, we want to get this message out to everybody because you don't know who's going to need it. Yeah. Number one. But then we also want to find those platforms of people like-minded that are looking for something like this too. Right. So we're share it with everybody. And, I am part of a lot of Facebook groups, private groups, from a lot of the challenges that I've been doing over the last few years. And that this is the kind of thing that everybody in those groups are looking for. Yeah. So I'll be sharing it there, and we'll just share it with, like-minded people as much as we can.
Yeah, and it's a hard line, and I want to be careful because also this isn't the only thing I'm doing, right? So I have My Voice Listens to Go. I have the Talented Magical Mommies Club. I'm not going to take my cultivated group of actual friends and tell them about it every 5 minutes. I want them to find out about it. But so I have been doing things on Facebook, like searching up entrepreneurial groups, mommy business groups, things like that. But some of them might be good, but some of them, it's just a lot of people trying to get the word out for whatever they're interested in. And I don't know that they're looking what other people are doing, which I get too. So, we're going to have to find out how to find the audience, because I know there's an audience for us.
Yes.
I believe that we have a great chemistry and that this is going to be a great thing for people to listen to.
Yeah.
But we have to find the people who this is made for.
Yeah. And inspirational messages, just anything we can to help support each other in this big community that we are creating. And, it will help if our listeners can share it with other people they know too.
Oh, yes, it could help. Yes.
Because, let's be honest, we want to build as much people as we can and as many listeners as we can, but our listeners also can share and just, when what is it, two minds come together, then you form a third mind kind of thing. And so same thing with networking and community. You just keep, building and building that way. So please like, share, and comment on our posts.
And, now that a lot of our setup is done, because that's what a lot of it was. I mean, we have our logo, we have our awesome jingle made by my son, and we figured all these things out and how to get distributed. Now we have to start taking, after this period of vacation, we have to start really figuring out how to spread the word and how we want to do that. And we'll spend energy doing that, just like we spent energy doing this other stuff. So, and working this all out. We don't have to buy 2 microphones anymore because we have them.
Yes.
So that's part of it. This is, feeling yourself climb up that hill. If we look down, we have climbed up.
Oh my gosh. We've climbed so high.
Yeah. And there's so much to do. I mean, we have, it's great. We have all these, we've had like 152 downloads. I mean, that's amazing because we're just starting off, but one day we'll have 1,000 and then, maybe 2 or 5,000. I don't know. We got a lot of walking to do.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of encouragement even on the Podbean app platform, because there are badges that once you hit those milestones, we'll be able to post them and share them in our group. So
the next thing I have to do on there is something called meta tags, which I have to figure out. And that's like kind of a code with special words so that Google can find your podcast. So, but it's in code and they give examples, but I need to spend some time maybe this week and looking at it and figuring it out. I know about it, but that's another thing I have to do on Podbean.
Yeah. And one tip while you are sharing with your friends and people that you think may be interested in our podcast, if they search momentum, add one of our names.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it's our first name, last name, any part of our name, it will help pull our particular podcast up much faster.
Right.
Because there's a lot of momentum
It's spelled just like momentum. Yes. So that's maybe something we could have thought about in the beginning, but we didn't. So, but that's fine. It's fine. It's just put momentum Vaccarino or momentum Ofstad, and it will come up. And if you have a link, you don't need to do any of that. And once you subscribe and listen every week, you won't need to do that either.
It'll just pull right up in your subscriptions.
Yes. So, and I would love, if any of you guys are listening to us, send a picture of how you're listening to us. Are you on a walk? Are you washing dishes? We'd love it. Post it to our page. This is the kind of stuff we will be so happy about, and we would shout it out for sure on our podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And so thank you so much for listening and being here with us today.
It's great celebrating with you, Theresa, and happy holidays, and looking forward to our next episode.
Thank you for our gifts and our gift of listeners too.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Momentum. Two passionate and busy moms sharing the quest to achieve entrepreneurial success.